What exactly causes career failure in human resources? Meaning, what makes you exit altogether and give up on this career and to just be done with it? I want to first talk about some external factors, and then I'm going to talk about some internal factors, things that you can control. So first up, external factors are you're with the wrong company. You're with a company that does not value human resources. They want to work you to death and squeeze water out of a turnip. And you have no resources, you have no support, you have no budget. You get burned out and then you completely leave. Another external factor is you have no upward movement within the organization that you're with. You have no place to go. You are stuck at an HR assistant or HR coordinator, and there's no place within the organization where you're currently at in order to make a move, in order to continue getting more resources and getting the things that you need and growing within that company. And so you decide to just get out of it altogether and find something else to do. Another reason is an economic downturn. At time and time again, we've seen recessions and we've seen mass layoffs. And when all of that happens, you lose your job working as a human resources professional and you decide, you know what? I'm done with this corporate nonsense. I'm out of here. So basically, you just decide it's not for you. The company went under. You're totally done. And you just wash your hands of it and walk away. Now, in order to mitigate that risk associated with having to walk away from this career path, I discuss it in a different video about how to be successful in the human resources career path. All right, so let's move on to internal factors that could make you fail at this profession, and that is not being willing to learn. You don't want to learn anything. You don't want to take a course. You don't want to get certified. You don't want to sign up for a certificate program. You don't want to learn anything new, anything. You're just like, nope, I'm good where I'm at. I don't need anything else. And so time and time again, this type of behavior could cause not only your career to fail, but also cause the company that you work with to fail. Because if you're not following proper procedures when it comes to harassment, ADA processes, and things like that, then everyone loses along with you. Lack of motivation is another one. You kind of just check out every single day. You're no longer, that zeal is gone. You've completely checked out. You don't want to deal with anything anymore. You're not motivated. Your feet and arms just feel like cinder blocks are strapped to them and you're just being dragged to the bottom. You have no strategy. You have no hope. You're just not motivated to do anything anymore. And this has a lot of other factors associated with it. You have a tendency to lose motivation when you keep hitting these walls and you keep hitting these obstacles, and it could really burn you out. And yes, I understand completely how lack of motivation could cause you to fail at your career. Lack of skills is another thing. Just not having the skill set in the beginning. Say like you had a completely different career path that you were on prior to human resources, and you thought that it was a good idea to just get into human resources because HR is just common sense, right? It's just everyone just uses common sense, read a book, read a quick article, and boom, I have the answer to absolutely everything. Actually, you get into it and you realize HR is a little bit more vast than that, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy, focus, and dedication to be successful in this career. So if you're not motivated and you lack the skills and you're not willing to obtain more skills as well, could definitely lead to failure. Poor performance is another one, because when you find yourself not performing based on the basics of the job, like the foundational things. You struggle with typing, you struggle with putting words together, you struggle with communication, your performance, you're missing deadlines, you're making mistakes, you're not very accurate with a lot of things. That performance is going to get you into a lot of trouble. So it is important to get to the bottom of what's causing that performance issue before you get the boot. And sometimes that I see in many cases in poor performance is lack of resources and support from your manager. And a lot of times HR does not get any support at all. So you're kind of like a lone star, you're on your own, and you have to figure out a lot of stuff on your own. And sometimes it can just lead to your lack of interest in the job as well. Like poor performance, if you were just given the job sometimes and you're just like, all right, so it's an easy job. I'm not going to learn a whole lot. I'm just here burning time until I can get to where else it is that I want to go. Well, that has a tendency to play into your performance and becomes very visible very quickly. And the companies will definitely move you to another department or get you out of HR altogether. Another one is just having a really poor attitude. And I've seen this time and time again, not only in HR, but in other industries as well. But sometimes, especially in HR, when you're asked to put together a report and your attitude immediately is, I have all this stuff to do. I don't have time to be creating another report. Or you have your manager is asking you for different things and you're like, I have no idea where that is. Will somebody put that together for me? And time again, when people come to you in confidence for things, or they come to you as a resource for things, and you have nothing to give back to them, you have nothing to render, and you have this horrible attitude like, why are people asking me to do things? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. You will eventually get the boot or demoted or just moved out of HR altogether because the company cannot rely on you to get things done. Last but not least is poor networking. As I mentioned in a previous video, networking is key. If you're not out there networking and building relationships with as many people as you possibly can, your career could ultimately suffer because you're unable to make that pivot to another company and grow over there. When everything runs dry at one company, you want to be able to move on to something else. But if you're not out there networking and you're not building very solid relationships with other people that could get you in to where you want to go, that can lead to complete HR failure. So I want to hear from you. What has caused your career to fail? Like, have you gotten out of HR? You want to get back into HR, or you want to fill out the waters and figure out what's going on? I would like for you to leave those comments below. Also, for those who have kind of thought that they failed, but after they moved on to another organization, you realize it was just the company that you were with. I would like for you to leave those comments as well below. That's it for me in this video. I'll see you next time.